All right, y'all, why don't we jump right in with our first story of the day, which is Janelle Evans getting her lip filler. Y'all already know that our girl likes to get her lips plump. Listen, I don't know if you guys have seen Janelle's original lips, but they are extremely, extremely, extremely thin. And so I do understand why this is something that she keeps up with. And I don't think that she goes too far with it either. I think that she always gets a very tasteful amount of lip filler. So I can't even hate on it. Let's go ahead and share the video of her getting her lips filled at the clinic.
So as you all may know, I'm very transparent with all of you. And I finally sat down, got Botox for the first time, and injections. The last time I had lip injections done was like 2014. The place I went to was in New York City, and they're called Snatch House. And they were very, very gentle. My last experience was actually horrific for me, and I was very nervous and scared going into this. But actually, the numbing cream worked perfectly. We put Botox in my forehead and my frown lines, and then we added some fillers in my lips.
That's the worst one.
I was super happy with the results. I mean, obviously, you're not going to see the Botox for 2 or 3 weeks, but it's taken effect, and I see the results. I love it. This is right after, and you can tell they didn't overdo it. So go check out Snatched House in NYC.
Okay, let's hear it for the paid collaboration, or maybe it was a freebie collaboration sort of a deal. Obviously, there was some kind of an exchange there for Janelle to do a full-blown promotional video in exchange for the Botox and lip fillers. Listen, do any of you guys get like Botox and fillers or anything like that? I know they get a bad rap, but I think that a lot of people, when they talk about any kind of cosmetic enhancement or whatever, like they come from a place of just like seeing the worst and assuming that anybody who does this stuff like looks like that. But it's not true, right? Like there are people who do fantastic Botox. There are people with fantastic cheek filler, fantastic nose filler, fantastic lip filler, like, you know, all sorts of different things. So I can't hate on it. Do what it is that you want to do, but make sure that you look tasteful. Unless you don't want to, because listen, at the same time, there are people who go for the more exaggerated bimbo sort of a look too. And, you know, it is what it is for them as well, right? Just curious. Kristen says, gosh, she's your own, but no, thank you. Good morning, Lily. RL says, Botox at 30-ish, not necessary. And you know what is kind of the scary part? They typically try to tell ladies that we should start doing this in our 20s for preventative reasons. But to me, it really does sound more so like trying to breed insecurity in us. Because one thing about Botox is that it does wear away at your muscles. Like, what is it? Deter your muscles because you're not using them or whatever. So if you start doing that in your 20s or whatever, that to me doesn't sound like, you know, preventative at all. It sounds like a house of cards waiting to fall off eventually. But what do I know? Amy gets Botox on a regular basis for tension. Is that the one that you get in the back of your neck when you get like the migraines and stuff like that? Because I do remember suggesting that to somebody because, you know, my friend's husband has chronic migraines. So, and he didn't know about the Botox being like a potential, not cure, but, you know, way to treat that. And so I said, listen, go talk to your doctor about potentially getting Botox back here to help with your chronic migraines. Ali says, I get Botox for migraines. It's on my neck and in my hair area, not my face. I've heard a lot about that. I've heard it's a lifesaver. Correct me if I'm wrong, but I've also heard that Botox can be used like on your armpits for people who like sweat a lot. So there's also that as well. But, you know, if you also want to use it on your forehead, if you want to use it on like whatever else, go ahead and use it too. Amy says, I get Botox on my front lines, forehead, and crow's feet. Oh, crow's feet are so cute though, Amy. I love a good crow's foot. It's worth it in the long run. My face feels relaxed and looks nice. Listen, we see the results, babe. We see your business card. We see your face card. It's not declining. So good for you. I love it. So exactly, right? At least some people like a more kind of like a vulgar look. And, you know, I can't hate on that either, right? It is what it is. We all have our different tastes. Not everybody has to or aspires to look natural, right? So for example, Farrah is exactly where she wants to be. She wants to look that way. To us, it might be a little, but to her, it's what makes her happy. Trip says, I would never, no shade, but I'm too nervous to let anyone mess with my face like that. You know what? I had Botox here once. And you know why? the lady said that, I don't know, this is the thing. I think that they sell you like just this weird stuff. But anyway, I was doing this experience at a spa, and this lady asked me if I wanted to try Botox here for like relaxing like this area. She said, you carry a lot of tension here. So she put like a couple of injections here at once, but this was like 5 years ago, 4 or 5 years ago, or something like that. So I wouldn't really count it. But if I were to get it, I would love to get my brows lifted, because I don't have the frown, I don't have the lines yet on my forehead. Listen, thank God I don't have any of that yet. But I would love to do this to get my brows lifted. How you doing? And I don't think I have a wide jaw, but I think this looks really cool on people, the masseter Botox. So I wouldn't mind. And I do like to grind my teeth. I'm always cringing at something, not in my sleep, but what's going on over there? So maybe the masseter Botox would help me with that. I don't know. Hey, Acacia, the way you are glowing in this photo, I love it. Well, at least Janelle didn't go to the Jessica Simpson route. What was the Jessica Simpson route? Oh, she went, what's so crazy? Like sometimes these girls, they pop out looking nuts, and then they kind of recalibrate and come back looking better. But it is true. There was a moment where Jessica Simpson was like, what happened there, right? But I think maybe she's recalibrated to look more natural or, more cohesive, right? Shauna says she's 40 and needs to do it. Listen, from what I'm seeing so far, you've got two beautiful ladies in your photo, and I don't think either of you look like you need any kind of Botox or anything like that at all. You guys look amazing, Shauna. Jalisa says, I have deep under eye circles, hereditary. So I've gotten, ooh, how was that? I would love to get that too. Cause look, I have them too, like deep under this, but I'd be so scared of doing the thing. I was thinking of maybe getting like a cheek filler, because like if you get the cheek, they could fill this up too. But I don't know. Listen, I got to leave well enough alone. But listen, I'm loving hearing all this stuff with you guys. You guys are just so in the know about all this stuff. So it's really cool to get to see, what it's like on real life people. So like typically when real life people in your everyday life get a face surgery or injection or a body surgery or injection, you don't actually notice, because most plastic surgery or most cosmetic enhancements are so well done that they fly completely under the radar. A BBL, though, sometimes it's a little bit different. Just saying. I think with the approach, with the exception of the BBL, I do think that BBLs do tend to be obvious, but sometimes even if it's obvious, it still looks nice.